Hello, and welcome to Lifestyles by Lola. I am Lola Jamo. We are in the ending of the month of September, my birthday month. Hence my new hairstyle. I wanted to channel my inner Beyonce. So I have some cool ideas that I used from my fab birthday party I did this year, as well as some festive ideas as we get into the fall season, and even some ways to recycle some of those meals when you want to make up something quick and you don't necessarily want to feel like you're eating leftovers. And even more than that. So stay tuned because I've got some tips for you. How many times do you have leftovers from dinner that you make, you freeze it, and you forget about it? It never comes back out until it's totally frostbite, ready for the trash. Well, I've got a simple tip for you on those days where you want to recycle some meals because you may not feel like cooking. Soup. Soup is yummy, and during this time of the year, I crave soup because it's so warm and brothy, and it just seems really simple and hearty, so I enjoy it. Now, I have some rice that I froze that was for dinner recently and probably would have been forgotten about. I also have some frozen vegetables, which are peas and carrots. You want to choose vegetables that are frozen, like peas, carrots, broccoli, things that don't tend to fall apart when they're immersed in water. Really solid frozen vegetables. Nothing that will kind of start to break apart or disappear into the soup and kind of start to make it coagulate and get really thick. Corn is also good, sweet corn, the little bits, those kind of hold together well. Those are the fresh vegetables that are frozen that you want to use for something like this. Along with my rice, of course, vegetable broth, because that is the key to soup. Your vegetable broth or your chicken broth. You can even cheat and add a little bit of, water to stretch it, and maybe even a little bit of olive oil for taste if you'd like. But the real thing to keep it quick and easy is some kind of a broth, whether it be vegetable or chicken. And, of course, I've got that frozen chicken that would have more than likely disappeared. Now, I can put it, into the soup basically on the bone and allow it to fall off and discard the bones later. Or you can just, break it off into your soup. Put everything you have and need into a bowl, add seasonings if you'd like, and then put it on the stove as you see that I've done here. You want to wait until everything starts to boil, allow it to cook slowly. And what you end up with is a nice, look at that, yummy steamed broth that has your soup. Let me put this on here because that's still warm. And it's great because it's not the same meal, but it is the same meal. And you can, take your ladle, get some broth in there, get some rice. I've got my chicken, it's still on the bowl. Put that in a bowl with some of the broth over it. And you can do the same thing with stews even. Maybe you want to do a, beef broth and make it into a stew because you made steak last night and you've got all of these, pieces of red juicy meat left over that you froze. You can do it however you'd like, but look at that yummy bowl of soup. I mean, it's so delectable because the rice was already seasoned from when I cooked it. So was the chicken. All I really needed to do is add the vegetables that were frozen and add broth. And I've got this yummy soup to eat for dinner tonight without having to spend any more than 15 or 20 minutes on the meal. So hopefully this little trick will work for you and warm you up and keep you toasty during the fall festive season. And the parties continue. Yes, it's the month of September and everyone's back to school and vacations are over. But with Halloween approaching and fall festivities, there are all the more reasons to have a party for the kids or for the adults. First, let's start with the kids. My lollipop head afro. It was a huge hit at my birthday party. People loved it. Some of my friends just could not get enough of taking pictures with it and just thought it was really hysterical. Basically, it's foam core. This is my picture that I cut off in a rounded way, and I used a sticky adhesive, the kind that you use to hang, you know, posters in your bedroom when you were a kid, or even some of the things that you have in your bathroom. It's like a white foam sticky. It's very sticky, so that allows it to actually stick to the foam core better than tape would. And by cutting it round, it allows the lollipops to kind of frame the photo and give me the look of lollipop hair. Now, just so you can see what the foam core really looks like, it's actually a square. And it's the same thing that you would get when you go to your florist and they send you flowers. So you can see, it's the shape of a square. The square is the best, you know, shape for this project because the base of the square is flat, and that's what all of every single lollipop, everything's gonna rest on. And then the top of the actual box, you're gonna fill with lollipops, the sides and the back. And then you wanna leave one part in front for your photo. It can be your face, it can be a festive photo from, you know, last fall season. It can be whatever you'd like. But it's purposeful because these foam core things cost $1 or a couple dollars, and it's holding all your candy so people can take what they want. It's more than enough displayed in a creative way, and everyone gets a kick out of it. It can be turned into, you know, a pumpkin if you want to do all orange lollipops with a face of a pumpkin. If you want to keep it funny and do a face of yourself or your children, it can really be whatever you like. So definitely have fun playing around with that. Make sure that as you do it, you're sticking the lollipop in deep enough so that it stays. And I'll show you an example of what I mean. You don't want to just kind of put it in like that because that's not sturdy. You want to stick it all the way in, as deep as you can. And as you stick it in, you'll be able to control the shape and the roundness of the afro. It will come together fairly easy. Definitely not as complicated as it looks. The next project is my wine bottle. Yes, I have a vineyard. No, I do not. I thought of this because I wanted to personalize wine bottles at my party, and you can do this for your events too. You know, use a picture of your family, a picture of yourself. This is one of my modeling photos, so I chose to use it. I basically took the photo, scanned it in black and white, printed it out, cut it to shape, and taped it on, literally with clear duct tape. And people thought that I had bought personalized labels and spent all this money to do this, and I did not. The other cool thing is that it was a great giveaway. People loved getting a bottle with me on the front of it. They thought it was hilarious. And you can personalize this with holiday items like pumpkins or whatever you like by just taping it onto it. Now you're adding this element into the decor and the decoration of your party, which is great. It's really simple. You want to start with actually, you know, lying the bottle flat, and then you tape the picture from the top and the bottom. Once you've got it securely in place, you just fill in, you know, the gaps. So taking my tape here, and the great thing about the clear tape is that it really is shiny, and that shine gives the illusion of a label, you know, and it actually adds that glossiness to the paper printout and makes it look like a real photo. So you can see I just added another piece, And you can continue to kind of, I can add a piece on top here. And then once you've, secured it all, it looks like this. And you give it away, you let people, keep it as a gift for coming to visit you. But it's just adding these personalized elements that make whatever event you're doing this fall that more cool, festive, and fun. So try it and see how it works for you. Let's talk fall fashion. As you can see, I'm wearing my military olive green little spring coat. I wore it all spring during the rain season. However, the military trend is still following us. So I incorporated into the fall by layering it. Putting this on top of a turtleneck or a long sleeve shirt, still gives the detail of the short sleeves and has a really funky, cool look to it. Pay attention to the olive green items that are coming out, whether it's a tank top, a skirt. That is the trend that's cool right now. The army fatigue olive green military look. Now, some of you may have even gotten the jeans or the stretch pants or the shorts. You can still incorporate that into the fall by pairing it with black because these are darker tones. Something like military shorts looks great with a pair of black opaque tights and high boots. Black high leather boots, brown boots with brown tights. More monochromatic, solid colors, and let this be the speaking item. For a jacket like this, layering it on top of a turtleneck or layering it on top of a sweater with even a hoodie is really cool, casual, and urban, which is the vibe that's really popular right now. But you can also dress it up. Having this on top of an all black ensemble, like black skinny jeans with a black turtleneck and a really sparkly necklace, makes it more upscale, more fashion conscious, and more sophisticated. So it can go either way. But pay attention for those army fatigue, pay attention for those military olive green items as you're shopping so that you can maintain in the trend and stay on top of things while being fashionable. Hey, unbeknownst to me, I am in the September issue of Essence magazine, and I just wanted to share it with you. I have a little photo inside the Walmart and Essence magazine for the September issue. So if you're able to still get it, it's out there, and just my life as a model. Aside from that, I'd like to share with you a fun tip for this festive fall season. Ribbon, bottle, double stick tape, that simple. And what we're gonna make is a festive decorative vase, or you can use it as, a element of your decorations by putting, flowers or, berries, anything that you'd like to add to the element of your party. But it's as simple as spending a couple bucks, or not even, depending on where you get your ribbon, double stick tape and a bottle, and voila, you've got this beautiful piece that you can use in your decorative items for this fall. Now, you want to start off with the hardest part, which is the nape or the neck of the bottle. So I'm taking a piece of tape and I'm wrapping it around the neck of the bottle. And basically, I don't really have a rhyme or reason about how I like to wrap it. I go around it as, slowly, pulling tightly, and just kind of take it wherever it leads me. And as I go around, whatever areas that I miss or whatever areas leave imperfections, I cover at the end. But the whole concept of this project is that it's handmade. So I don't think that, it needs to be super perfect. It's the idea, it's the concept that makes it cool. And people will value and remember it regardless. So I chose orange, hence, you know, the fall, Halloween. You can pick whatever colors you like to do this project. And as you wrap, you want to catch the ends of the actual bottle. And once you've gotten one piece done, you can kind of snip away with your scissors and secure that piece with double stick tape. That allows you to kind of work a little faster. And the double stick tape is invisible, so it really holds up well and kind of keeps everything in place. The good thing also is that as you go around and you tape the ribbon, you can control how it wraps around the bottle. And you want to make sure that you have enough ribbon. So this isn't a project for you to do with kind of ribbon that you have lying around the house. You definitely want to get a new spool of ribbon. And as you go around this area where it gets narrow to thicker, you definitely want to cut your ribbon as you place it, because these areas are much harder to kind of wrap the ribbon around the area. And then I just take another piece of ribbon and wrap around this way. The other thing that's great about this is that most of the ribbon will still be usable. So if you want to take it off and use it for something else and wrap a gift with it at some point, it'll still be fine. The double stick tape doesn't leave any sticky residue on the ribbon, which is what I love because I'm all about reuse and saving money. So now that we've got the hardest part of the bottle done, any imperfections we can fix later. The easy part, which is basically going around the body of the bottle. So another piece of double stick tape. We're going to lay our ribbon, and it's very important that as you go around, whether you're going around the top of the bottle or the bottom, that you catch the ends of the ribbon. You're lying it over the last ribbon on the end so that they're not buckling and that everything is lying flat. That's going to give you the best presentation. And there's really, you know, so many things that you can do with glass bottles. But if you don't feel like you want to spray paint them, you don't want to decoupage, you just want to do something easy, this ribbon, you know, wrapping, or even yarn. I've seen them do it with yarn. For all of you knitters out there, it's like the easiest thing you can do, you know, because you're just going along the base, going along the top, and kind of cutting along as you do it. And sometimes your ribbon will get a little unraveled, get a little tangled, like this is happening. But you know, it's a fun thing. You just take your time with it. As you can see, I'm almost done. It's not taking very long at all. And once you get to the bottom, you want to make sure that you secure it again with another piece of tape, because that's what's going to continue to kind of hold it in place. And then you can go over your imperfection areas, the areas that have, you know, any gaps or anything like that. So as I continue to wind this around, I can basically estimate, you know, that I want to cover the whole bottle as far as where the label is. And I'll probably leave a little of that glass just to show. Sometimes it's nice if you have a little of the glass showing. So I can continue to wrap, and now once I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm ready to cut it, I'll wrap around that last time, cut the actual end piece, which would be right here, and then secure that piece with the double stick tape. And if you want to go all the way around, you definitely can. Or you can let a little of the glass show. I think it's kind of cool when you let a little of the clear show, especially if you're putting something in it. Like if you did this project with a mason jar and you were, you know, putting a beverage in it, I think it's kind of cool when you let, you know, the clear part of the vase or glass shell. So now we're going to go to our areas that need to be covered, and we're just going to take more double stick tape, take any existing ribbon, and press onto that area, you know, and because this area is rounding to the fatter part, you want to snip as you go and kind of let it fold down into a V, and that almost gives it kind of a styled look. And then we've got this side over here, so we're going to come back to where we started. We're going to lie it on that existing double stick tape that's there and wrap around this way. And again, cutting off into that V. And then what I like to do, you know, once everything is pressed in, and look how beautiful that is. It's so fun. I've usually got one little piece right there, and I like to do a little bow just to camouflage that part, but also make it, you know, my own little girly moment. So I take my, you know, existing ribbon, and you'll always have, you know, ribbon. I say you should probably think about getting about, you know, a 3 feet, you know, or, you know, a yard of ribbon is more than enough. You wrap that last little bow, which is going to kind of dangle over that gap that's opened there. And if you have any puckering like what's happening now, again, it's all about keeping it taut. So just making sure that your ribbon is catching on the ends, and that will eliminate any of those problems. So we're just going to twist that. But you cover it there, and you've got a really great add-on to your table, you know, and you can make this any color, any style. Again, you can use yarn as well, but it's using something that you already have, and that's what I really love. So try it and see how it works for you. I hope that you have enjoyed our show, and most importantly, please go to our website at www.lifestylesbylola.com, where you can follow up with all of the things that we spoke about today, as well as getting in touch with me with ideas for segments that you'd like to hear about, questions, comments, and all that good stuff. We're also on Facebook, Lifestyles by Lola at Facebook, so you can find us there and share anything that you'd like, from questions, comments, even some of your own ideas that you'd like to see on the show. And as always, live life.